Hi everyone, I am Margo, your tarot reader, and today we are doing a a private personal reading for a client. Prior to the recording, I call into the universe with my client's personal information because they remain private at all times, whether it's a ritual or a reading, personal reading. Again, I am Margo, your tarot reader, and I give you thanks for watching, taking time to watch today. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're new, you are here sent by your own spirit guides or your loved ones on the other side. Thank you. Now let's get started because the energies are very active as of this moment with me. You do have a lot of questions, and as normal, I try not to read the client's questions until I'm ready to connect with the energies so they won't overwhelm me throughout the day, night, whichever time it is that I'm reading it. So we ask the gods in the heavens to protect our energy and our space for those that are here today, and for myself and our guardian angels. Thank you to the heavens and to the gods. Amen. Okay, so as I was reading your emails, your questions, I kept hearing the smiling face, and I kept hearing, "Oh my God, baby, I cannot believe you're asking me these questions after everything we've been through. Haven't I done or tried to show you and shower you in the way best possible that I can to show you my love for you?" Okay, so that was again the energy of your loved one on the other side speaking. But either way, we're going to see what the cards in additional have to say in reference to that. And also, I have to also say that when you were in that show, I feel I'm not sure if you were sitting next to it. I feel like it was a man that was there's a face that comes very strong for me where you were, a man that looked to be, I don't think that he was chubby, but I think that he was a bit, maybe not overweight, but maybe it was in the way that the film showed, or maybe tall, mixed race, so dark but not dark is what I see, maybe grayish hair or something like that. Anyhow, that energy kept coming through for me as pertaining to the show that you went to. I do feel that because he kept saying that, I kept pushing. So sometimes when you go to those shows, like if they ask, in general, question would be, has anyone passed of, let's say, overdose, or has anyone passed? So if they were to ask, has anyone passed of overdose, that would have been your key to raise your hand. And I would have to say that anything that recollects in any kind of possibility, I would have raised my hand, because what happens is energies do come through, but because there's so many, so the one that raises the hand or stands, that entity would find a way to approach down the line. So the more people that come to those kind of events, the more energies you're going to come through. So it won't, and sometimes it's not necessarily just that person that you want to hear. It is they're lined in so far of centuries down the line. So it is a good program to go sometimes, but at the same time, it's always best one-on-one. And even then, it's a chance that you're taking that it might be for real, and it might be their energy or so far. Even me, when I do personal readings, I always tell the client, especially if they're trying to get hold of someone that is passed on, I let them know that we are going to do the best that we can, and if they are willing to and trust within my energy and theirs and their protections and minds, that I am welcome to hear any messages that they have to send to the loved ones. And so I love what I do, because connect with our spiritual life, it's something that we all should in one way or the other. And it is a healing method as well, and also to let us know that we're still connected in one way or another, in multiple ways, actually. Like I always said, it is the physical part that is missing, but please believe me, not the spiritual self. In some cases, it is more bonded and more closer than ever. But, there, I could go on and on in reference to this, and maybe one day we'll touch a topic or a live video in reference to our spiritual life or the loved ones on the other side. Been intending to, but we'll see. As of now, let's go continue with our reading. Thank you to the gods and to the heavens for blessing us today. Lord Jesus Christ, I want to give you thanks for finding ways to help us today, and let us help those in need, especially the ones that we're trying to connect today. Thank you. Okay, so let me pull okay, right. So first, right off the bat, it is letting me know there's no way of letting you go. Okay, there's that bond that keeps it, and he, as stubborn as he can be, he's not willing to or wanting to let go. So let's clear that out of the way. I know that sometimes when we are in this physical life, we question more than the share. And that's not saying that's wrong or not fitted. It just means that we're questioning because we can't find the path that is in front of us and the way to lead life without that person. So it becomes very hard and very devastated at times. But please know that you're not alone. You or anyone today watching, you're not alone. I am here to help you in any way that I can when it comes to the spiritual sense, physically and just spiritually, because it's always connected. Okay. So, right. Let's see. Thank you, angels. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, I was going through the questions again right now, and I'm like, okay, where am I? Baby, don't doubt me. Baby, don't doubt me. I'm not sure if it's a song or if it's literally a phrase that he's saying, okay? Right. So again, in the first sentence and the first question, I apologize. It's like it's not what I didn't do. It's what I was able to do and didn't come forth and through. Okay. So his intentions are there. His intentions were there. It just didn't come through because, again, I feel that I'm not sure if it crossed your mind and you said he didn't come through because he was on a darker space, or you feel that he was in a darker space, and that could be the reason why he didn't come through. No, that's not the reason. Okay, no, that's not, absolutely not the reason. And he is not on that dark space as he has been in the past. Okay, and even if people are in the dark space, they still come through, even if they are in different form of their light, because we do have different forms of light. By that I mean different color of vibration to our energy in the spiritual sense. Okay, and so even if they're in that mode, it will still come through. They always come through one way or the other. Okay, so it's not that you did wrong. It's not that something was missing. It's just it wasn't at that time for you. Again, I feel that the energies, especially during the time that it happened, we are in Mars retrograde in Scorpio, and so we do see a lot of hindering energy in the physical and mostly spiritual. So it will have a lot of effect on the other side of the spiritual life and also on the physical, as it has been going on. And we do have interventions with energies between ourselves and theirs. And so therefore, I'm not saying that the person, it's not real on what they perform or do. I'm not saying that they are not in tune with what they do. Not at all. Because I have not experienced his work. So maybe I will browse around later and see. But for now, for me, I just feel that he was not the right energy for you to intervene in. Okay, maybe maybe you're feeling like you need someone one-on-one in order to connect with him, due to the fact that distance and all, you and I are not able to have that one-on-one, face to face. um, and maybe sometimes this is how it happens. I will tell you, when I'm out and about, for example, or in a personal reading, when we are trying to connect with loved ones on the other side. I will give you an example. um, I was out and about one time, and so therefore I kept getting the energy of someone, toward a female. And so I would always ask the gods and the angels to provide for me that path to get to that person, and for them to choose a way to open the channels for me to let them give them the messages, because I do not interfere. And I mean, I could be being hagged, physically and spiritually, by those sources, in order to connect with a loved one. But I don't disrespect the physical self. So I would always let them know, the spiritual self, to let the physical self of whoever it is that they want to connect to, tab them, tell them to look at me, tell them to ask me what I do. And so normally that's my window when they ask me, what do I do? And I would always tell them, okay, well, thank you for asking me that. Now that you opened the window for me, I will let you know what I do, whether or not you believe me. These are the messages of the loved one that I see next to you. And I give them the message. So then I did just that one time with a young lady. And I could feel her pain. And so I just told her who it was next to her. It was a gentleman that she had just recently lost. And I was giving her the messages. And so right in the store, I mean, she broke down and was shocked and surprised, because the messages that I've given her were true to the fact of the person that she had just recently lost. She's a very good client of mine, and like all my clients, I love them dear, because not in the physical sense, but in the spiritual sense, we are bonded. Um, and so therefore she had her own personal reading afterwards and stuff. And so um, I see where you're coming from. It is not as bonding as it is when someone is right in front of you, that you can actually transcend to that energy. Because it is true, when I read people in person, that loved one can and may sometimes come through me, as you've noticed in your readings sometimes, where my languages might change, where my actions might change. And so therefore it becomes that person or that spirit within me to you, or to whoever it is I'm reading. So I get that. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, let's get going. As you've noticed, I am sitting outside. I go everywhere in the home, but I love being in the outside, outdoors. I mean, it is beautiful. It is cold, and I'm enjoying. It is what it is. I love the universe, no matter what climate, no matter what weather. But I am a big fan of the rain. I could. Anyhow, let's just get back to your reading, baby. So yes, the message, when they want to send you a message, we want it when we want it, right? But it does not happen in that sense, because that's not the way that their energy perceives. So the message will come when they're able to get through those portals, through those energies, okay? And if you have not, it will happen, okay? It's on its way, okay? I can tell you that now. It's on its way. When, I can't tell you, but it's on its way, okay? So he says, yes, baby. I hear you. I know you've been asking for me. I know you've been looking for me. Every little thing that goes around in your life is almost like you're asking, is it you, baby? Is it you, baby? Okay? It's what he's saying. So if that is what it's been happening to you, know that he is around you, and he is clarifying that he's with you. Okay? It may not be much to you right now compared to what it was in the beginning, but it's huge for their energy to be able to surpass the atmosphere within ourselves and theirs. you know, sometimes we do this where we tell the loved one, this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you to say, this is, you know, in order for me to know that it's you. Okay, you can do that, and they may or may not um, give you that exactly what you ask. So depending on their levels of energies, again, I keep saying that, they'll do what you ask them, but they'll perform it in different forms. Okay, shapes of forms. Okay. Has anything changed between you two? No. It is still in the same goal. Again, he's not willing to let you go. After everything that he sees, because now on the other side, they see every little good and bad things that we have done in the past, as well as theirs, and what is coming in the present and in the future. So, more so than ever that he's on the other side, he can definitely see what has been taking place in your life and his life. What are the mistakes that he has done and could have not done, or realign himself in the physical and spiritual. So a lot of that is remorse that is goes on in their light, in their spiritual self. And so they get secluded because they're not ready to come to their spiritual group yet. So we have a lot of that going on between him, okay? But nothing has changed in the path that he's saying that he wants to be connected to you, okay? Physically or spiritually. Hello. Hello. Thank you. You're welcome. So, and so we are going to move on to your next question. I apologize because of that. We had interruption. UPS came knocking. So that means your message is near your energy. Okay? Nothing, everything that happens in our lives is for a reason and for a cause. So no interruption is interruption at all. Do you still? Oh, of course. You're asking, do you still love me? Oh, it's just, there's no way that this person, he's asking why are you confused? Because you're still waiting for that communication. And he still asks, he's saying, look, baby, don't question, because we will be in that chapel. We will be reunited. We will come together again. And this time he sees the chapel. So he's going to take you to that phase, to how you want to get married. If you discuss that if you discuss at one point that you want to get married through church, he's verifying that he's going to do right by you. Okay? Absolutely. He's going to do right by you. Stop doubting what the energies are focusing in right now. I know that even though it could be a year, 5 years, 10 years of his passing, but for you in the physical feels like yesterday most of the time. And for his energy, they move in different energies. Our timing is different from theirs. So theirs hasn't changed. A year could be maybe not even 5 minutes for them. Oh, well, again, so we talked about this a few minutes ago, and you're asking what goes through his mind. Is the attachment and the bond that he has toward you, and what he's looking toward. It's almost like he's in the stage of recognition of, and again, we talked about this not a few minutes ago. He's in the stage of recognition of what has taken place, okay? And sometimes he feels like he was tied in reference to the physical life, but now that he is learning those process, learning those lessons, he is acknowledging, the faults of what it went wrong, and why he couldn't see it, why he couldn't see all these things taking place. I feel that he could, but it's almost like he was not allowed by the spiritual sense that he was going through, let's say the demons in his mind or in his head, or in physically and spiritually, both. Okay. Do you have intentions of faithfulness? Because in this life he is able to see through us the spiritual and the physical life. That is a gift given, I have to say, because hundreds of millions of people are going to go through this life without having that that knowledge, okay? And so his spiritual self is growing more intense because of what we communicate, how we communicate through him, with him, and you yourself. So this becomes a tremendous, now I don't want to say gift, but a tremendous way of knowledge to know what's ahead, not just in the physical life, but most importantly in the spiritual life for you and for him. So this itself is helping him to correct who he was in this life and in the past life. And for anyone watching today, I have to say, take note of this today's video, because it might even serve you, whoever is watching, not just someone that you've lost, to give you an insight of what some spiritual lives go through in the other side, emotionally, physically, and mentally, because we process all of that, but in a different form. And we still have to process that still, what we have done here in the physical life. For this client, for this spiritual soul, he is a light to me. In He gives me his insights of what he's been through in this life and other lives, and it gives me knowledge to how to help this loved one, this spirit life. So, and how to move forward for the next generations, for the next cycle, if he chooses to, in the way that we want it or he wants to. Okay. So, and this would also help him align and choose what he's wanting in the next life cycle, or however many he has more to go, but at least for the next one, or his intentions more profound on what he wants to do on the next life cycle for sure and for certainty. So this will give him an open view of, for example, when he's all cleared out of all this past, of all this life that he had, when he is at peace with everything, then his source of light will change color, because the energy in source changes color, and then he moves on to different sections, different priorities, dimensions, or whatnot. So when he's able to choose the next path or the next physical life, then now he's more knowledge of where he's going forward. And so he can see. You asked me a question, and I'm not sure if I already had it, but I'm going to tell you. Do you still to me? Okay, let me see. I want to know. I want to be. Let's see what. Okay. Okay. So you asked a question. I'm not sure either where it went, but anyways, he chooses you for the next life cycles. As a matter of fact, he chose you prior to coming into this life. You two chose each other. And the reason is because you are more than soulmates. You are two in one. You built together, not just this life, but other lives together. So you are his best partner to reincarnate with over and over, because you suit each other. Yes, there have been challenges. So let's say we are like a beehive on the other side. We can talk about that later on. But, in some sections, we are like a beehive. We grow with our spiritual group, and we're born with it, and we grow together. And within those are the lessons that you all take in, right? And we help each other out, and we choose each other out to learn the physical lessons in this physical life in Earth, as it is in other planets, because every planet out there, it is been given lives, whether you live it in the physical sense as we are now in the Earth, or in other planets where you can actually have a life, but in a different form, in a different shape. Please trust me and believe me. Okay. So it is a chosen energy that you two have had before, and it will continue to be a chosen energy. You still have a lot more to learn and to grow together. So I definitely see that this is taking place again. Believe me. Can it be reassured? I feel like someone asked that. Can it be reassured? Yes. What I do, it's a performance of rituals where we reassure reassure and rebound the souls for the next life cycles. We also do healing for the souls of the two individuals or separate individuals for the next life cycles. Can we reassure what we want in the next life cycles? Absolutely. If two, let's say two people are alive and they want something like that, it works tremendously because you are in agreement, and so I will need certain items, certain things in order to process that ritual. It is an eternal bond for sure. And if someone is alive and someone is on the other side, then we will do a personal reading. We will connect with that soul and we will see where that soul is now and where is it going, what directions is it, how is it, where is it. And we will see if your energy is still liable with theirs, if you are still in the same path of theirs, and if theirs is with you as well. And if all comes together, then we are able to perform that eternity bond between the physical and the spiritual self. Okay. I have had certain clients that would come in and said, well, someone left, but I still want to be attached to that person. And so, again, a personal reading has to be done where we can see all those things. There will be times, as it has been, it will always be times where I will neglect rituals because the energy is not there, the connection is not there, their path is not there, the love is not there, or if it once were, it's no longer there for them to be together again. So it just depends on individuality. Okay. Let's see. Was he there? Did you feel a breeze? Number 9. Did you feel a breeze when you were there? Okay, you can feel a breeze each and every day, but there's a certain breeze that comes on that feels like a caress breeze. That person is literally caressing their hands on you. But so so the reason why I ask you is because I felt that he wanted to come through in that manner, but in the sense that, you know, like the loved one caresses your face, your chin. No, what he shows me his hand caressing, and he's